Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our G&A podcast. I am the producer for the Dreaming Creaming Sisters, Soberoni. I knew you'd like it.
And I am that precious little trinket that Momo gives you right before she's about to bang you. Droopy-doo.
And we are here to discuss another awesome week in our anime lineup. As you can tell, this is we're getting off on a good foot, so let's continue.
Oni really fucked me out. Like, he had me stumbling. I was like, ooh, that was a really good one.
I am just hyped for the return of the Dreaming Creaming Sisters. But first, before we get to there, let us talk about Tate no Yuusha, Shield Hero, episode 5. And this was a marketably more jovial episode? Episode? Just like the start to this podcast?
Yes. It was a very nice episode.
Compared to the fucking emotional mindfuck that was last week. Ooh. Yeah, this was a step back. Which is good, because we can't have that kind of high tension all the time.
Yeah.
We got a new member to the squad,
yes,
with
Philo.
The bird Loli.
At the end of the episode, I'm like, how are they gonna carry their
just have the Loli carry? That's all. She got some wings. She's had her Red Bull this morning.
Was anyone else triggered when they were like, "Oh, just pay 100 and you can get one of these eggs, and if you're really lucky, you might get a dragon." I'm just like, oh. And he's like, it's like a gotcha, huh? And I'm like, trigger.
All I need is, I'm gonna take that scene and put like MHX Ultra's face on all the eggs or something. Well, you just get lucky and get one of these eggs. No, one of the things I did enjoy about this episode though was just, I love Raphitalia. Raphitalia she didn't do much this episode, but the little interactions that she did have, like in the beginning where she stopped Naofumi from going off on the king, then her trying to get his attention where she got the slave tattoo back on and everything. I know I didn't have things to say about that, but I'm just saying, Raphitalia sticks by her man. She protects her man, stops him from getting into trouble, and she got a tattoo of him on her chest. Perfect waifu.
All I'm going to say is, anime or not, we need to really not romanticize slavery. Like, let's not do that. Because
20 years a slave, part 2.
Yeah, I was like, wait, why did she have to make herself? You can just be with him. Like,
it's a mark of loyalty to him. She trusts him to not use it.
You know what other marks?
It's like a trust fall. It's like a trust fall. Like, when you have your partner, and like, I'm the fallback and you're gonna catch me, like that. It's like that. It's cute.
Except slaves. There's other ceremonies of commitment, like, I don't know, marriage. If you feel that way, just get married to him.
I think she's trying.
Yeah, she's trying.
She's definitely going there.
I know. I just wish she didn't have to stop at the slave part first, but either here or there. I appreciated, once again, the other heroes coming to defense of Naofumi.
Yes, that was great. Fuck the spear hero, but the other two are cool.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm at that point where Moriyasu, I'm just like, you're like the worst in my mind of when I think of like the trashiest straight man. I'm like, you're like...
Yeah, he's like the stereotypical, like, yeah, bruh. Like, if I could do a yeah, bruh voice for anybody in the world, it'd be for him.
Exactly. And it's like, he's totally not even trying to see the fact that, like, oh, listen to the fact that, hey, there's a mysterious gust of wind that blew him over. Oh, hey, here's all these holes coming out of nowhere.
At one point, they cast speed up on him to make him go faster, and he was like, "What? I guess I'm just going faster."
I know he's going faster.
Like, what? How stupid are you?
Like, and then fucking the Malty, that bitch, is like, oh, he cheated with using his magic during a fight. I'm like, yes, he put holes. He bumps in front of himself.
He cheated. He slowed himself down and sped up Motoyasu.
He sabotaged himself. Cheater.
He was trying to lose.
How dare you?
Although I do have to say, this episode made me as much as I hate Malty and Motoyasu, this episode did not make me hate them anymore because it kind of felt cartoony.
Soonish, yeah, they were
like they were Team Rocket as fuck in this episode.
They really were.
Like, prepare for trouble. And
I know they just need
need
their own creature.
Like they need like a Meowth.
Yeah.
Like the Motoyasu's dragon can be the Meowth of the group. And I don't know, just them coming out of like, I feel like they're gonna be in every episode now just to fuck like, hey, we spit it now Fumi's drink this episode. Or something like, Jesus Christ, guys, do something else. We must capture Raphitalia.
Yeah, it did feel very like. They did feel like very much like an episode of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, very episodic. It's like, we're just doing something and we're here doing stuff. And then Team Rocket appears to like mess their shit up.
Yeah. And Raphitalia could be Misty, the best girl.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, yeah, it was just a cutesy, fun episode. Firo looks really cute, and it's gonna be an interesting addition to the cast. It was just a laid back, nice little break from last week's mindfuck. So yeah, good episode.
I would say so. Alright, let's move on to Kaguya-sama, episode 5. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Chica always steals the show.
Chica is actually officially that. Yeah, she's that girl.
I'm sorry, but
she's so good this episode. Like, and it's so. You would think it would be so hard to shine because, like, the rest of the characters are, like, particularly strong. Like, I would say they're very distinctive. They're not flat at all.
Like, in any other show, Kaguya would be, like, in my mind, clearly the best girl on the show. But right now,
no, absolutely
Chica.
not. Nope, Chica's my favorite. Period. It's not even a competition. So the episode starts off, which I thought was such a good callback to episode 3. It's the same. It's the girl. She's like basically the guy from episode 3 asked me out, but we don't have anything in common. I want to break up with him. Help me, Kaguya. And Kaguya's like, sure, let me help you break up with him. But first of all, what do you love about him? And then she just goes on this tirade where she basically talking about how much she loves Shirogane. And then she's like, is there someone in year 34? She's like, no, this is only for you. This is only for you. No. But like, do you love him the way you love him? The way he makes you. I don't know why I was trying really hard to not go like towards sex. I had to stop myself really quick. But you get what I'm saying? Like, he make you shiver. He put the sparkles in your eyes and all that other bullshit.
I hope this becomes a recurring thing. Like they continuously go to them for advice and stuff.
That'd be really funny.
Like, let's have like this pseudo relationship that they have, like a puppet relationship that they are controlling between the two of them. Like,
and then Chica, of course, comes in being best girl, and then she's like, "It's time for love, Detective Chica."
The part where she's just like, "Your enemy is society, the wage gap." I'm like, all right, Chica.
And then I was like, "Oh, I get it. Yes, we must revolt."
Chica 2020.
Yes, with Ocasio Cortez.
Running mate.
Running mate.
Chica and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, 2020, guys. We can make it happen.
Oh my god. So yeah, that was so funny because we're just like, it was just so silly. It was very fun.
My favorite though was the second scene.
Yes.
The volleyball tree.
Yes, that was great. So apparently Shirogane, he is very capable of physical like activity. However, he sucks at sports because he has no coordination. And then Chica goes out of her way to help him, and it's like this crazy montage, and they try so hard, like, and then they're like, "Okay, I know how to spike. Now tell me how to like receive the ball and like pass."
And the thing that made it was all of Chica's but Chica's like facial expressions and noises that she makes, like, "Oh no, kill me now."
Yeah.
Why?
I'm like, oh, we did all that just from one aspect of volleyball.
Yeah. And then the end was perfect. Clapping and like, "I raised that boy."
Yeah, I raised that
That's
boy.
my boy.
Yeah. Yes. That's so well done.
It's funny because I'm trying to think of this episode. I'm like, damn, all the best parts of this episode are literally Chica coming.
Yeah. Speaking of, here's the next episode. What? I would say it's a tie between Chica and Kaguya.
Yeah, they were both really good in this part. The whole umbrella scene with Kaguya for perfect like L plan. That was the most Death Note scene I think so far. Which like, then why did you take the train today? And you just see his face zoom in.
That was really that.
She's got me.
That was extraordinary. Yeah,
that zoom in was clutch. Oh my god! And then her voice is just like, clearly you've seen the weather report, haven't you? like oh. Perfect.
They explain how she had looked at the forecast. Like
popped her own tire. Popped her own, like just sabotaged herself.
Popped her own tire. Oh my god.
That was the best. I think that was the best Death Note parody, even though it's not technically like a parody of Death Note. It is the closest to it. It's just so good. Oh, and then of course Chica shows up and continuously ruins Kaguya's, and then Kaguya like references that where she's just like, "Oh my god, again with Chica ruining my plan."
Keep coming. Gosh, he's getting in the way.
Shuten appreciates it too.
Yes, more Shuten for you
thirsty people who were fiending for Shuten last night.
God, what's wrong with you? Have some decency.
But yeah, no, this was another. I don't think it was as good as last week's episode.
Oh no, but that was top tier.
Yeah, so. This is another show where it's going to be like, even the worst episode in this show is going to be like miles ahead of everything else. Yeah. So very good overall episode.
Yes, very very strong.
Yes.
Now please let's move on.
Oh, my favorite.
Episode 5. Kakegurui XX episode 5. Definitely my episode of the week.
Ooh.
You don't have to make it yours.
No, I have something else this episode of the week. But this is very close.
This is just amazing. This is one of those things. I feel like
this show is so silly. It's one of those shows that's just, it's so silly and embraces its silliness, and it just goes off the wall with it.
I feel like this episode, for me, was episode of the week, is because it had a very Golden Kamuy plot twist.
Oh, yeah.
Like on multiple fronts. Like, on two things. One, like, when they reveal that, like, the scary-looking girl is actually, like, a famous actress, like, in disguise. Mm-hmm. That was a great plot twist, because no one saw that coming.
Mm-hmm. And they reference her, like, earlier in the episode. They keep, like, showing her poster. Yeah. And at one point, I think she's in the room, like, with her mask and this mopey-looking face looking in. Yeah, the poster's there and everything. So, yeah, that was a great plot twist.
Yeah. And then, well, Yumemi, the idol chick, and Yumeko, after they do their dreaming
creaming sisters routine.
Yeah. Then they're like, oh, next is... Oh, yeah, because that's how... First of all, that's so weird how they're, like, betting with performances. It's like...
Anything could be a gamble, I guess. I mean, it's not really a gamble.
It's just performance, like, whoever...
I guess it's a gamble in the sense, like, they don't know what they're up against, maybe? Or, the odds are stacked against them.
That's, like, such a huge stretch.
There's no luck or anything involved in it, though.
Yeah, it's just pure skill. Like, it's either you're a good singer or not. Excuse me. So, yeah. So, the first round is just them singing. So, yeah, after the dreaming creaming business...
Which, by the way, that's the most lewd name. It makes Bang Dream sound like a Christian rock group.
Yeah, exactly. Like Dreaming Creaming Sisters. Anyways. What's her real name? Oh, yeah. No, her real name is Sumika. But she performs under the alias Natari Kawaru. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Sumika is like, okay, well, I'm gonna sing too. And then of all the fucking song she could. I think, oh, she has a microphone, so it's gonna be some kind of like, you know, soft J-pop ballady song. Mm-hmm. And she's like, nope, I'm singing Amazing Grace. Bitch.
And then she belts it out and just, obliterates.
Like at first, she was singing it. If she just left it the first verse where she sings it the one time, I was just like, wow, that was really good. It would be a close call, maybe a little in her favor. But then, bitch, when she does it again, but I noticed that she went up an octave. I was like, oh, it's over. It's over. No.
It was so good.
And then as she keeps going, like, everyone's faces keeps, like, getting whited out. Because they're just, like, it's like
that Kaiba effect from Yu-Gi-Oh! Where he gets, like, hit with the blue eyes white dragon. You see him, like, no!
Everything fades
it's
to white.
It's not possible! Whatever. So, that was just... Oh, it was... It was so stupid. Like, even like Runa, you see like Runa with her smile on her face and she just gets blown back.
Cool. Fucking Yumemi starts crying at the end of it because it's just so beautiful.
Oh, that was so... And by the way, I don't know if that Japanese voice actor for Sumika did the singing too. I think she did.
If she did, hats off to you, sis.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
That was incredible singing.
She was so
there was
good.
A few Englishy parts, but I mean Japanese. I don't care.
Yeah, right.
The pure level of voice like talent there. Oh my god, if she was singing in Japanese, it'd probably fucking like. Does she sing in Japanese?
Yeah.
Like, is she an actual opera singer or something?
Exactly. Like, does she actually do J-pop? Like, is she does musicals?
Yeah, this was actually impressive. So
yeah.
that was great.
Me, and good singing, good vocals,
Mm-hmm.
good plot twists involving good singing. Like how could this not be my episode?
And then like the whole thing after she sings, and then Yumemi's like, "Oh, that's okay. I bribed the whole audience," and they still don't vote for her.
Like,
and
it's not even like, oh, she won by like a little bit. No, it was a crushing defeat.
It was like 92-8.
Yeah.
And then she just turns around to her like, "Oh, you're underestimating me."
You're underestimating actresses.
Oh, it was great. And you know what? I just realized that about this episode was the cast for Kakegurui is so good because this episode had very, very, very little of Yumiko and Mary. Like Mary had one scene and Yumiko had like a couple of lines, but this episode was purely, almost entirely Yumemi and the actress and like the supporting characters.
Yeah,
and it still was a great episode. Like,
it was very much a great episode. Also, yeah, shout out to Mary because even though she had like a few lines, it was still very like she was still being that bitch. She's still being that bitch.
I'm kind of shipping Mary and
the vice president.
And the vice president, yeah. I like their whole little subplot that's going on.
Yeah, and she's just like, listen, I can't call you my partner until you win some gambles yourself. Because why? I'm that bitch. Why? Because I'm sickening. Shout out to anyone who gets that reference. I feel like no one will.
No one will. Also, big shout out to the opening of the episode where they were doing the rundown of the number 1 through 10 seeded gamblers. That was kind of cute and fun. I like when shows have fun with themselves like that.
Yeah. Such a great show.
So good. Anywho, way better than season 1, I think. But anyway, let's go and move on to another good episode this week. And my episode of the week, which I never thought I would say, Domestic Kanojo.
Oh, God.
Episode 5.
And you know what? I think, I'm not mad at you making this your episode of the week. I'm just mad because I feel like I'm mad. You know what? I'll chime in if I think it's the reason. If I'm like, this is why I'm mad at you for making this your episode of the week.
No, I know why you would be mad at me, but it's not that reason. The reason it's my episode of the week is just because I love Momo.
Okay,
Momo,
I was like, that's my number 2 reason. Momo, I was like, that could be it.
Momo is. Oh, I want to hug Momo.
Yeah,
so fucking precious.
This one hurt. This one hurt my heart a little bit.
I think it's her voice too. Like her voice is so soft and cute and like. I got you some sweets if you want to.
Yeah, like it took me like a while to get attached, but I feel like when it happened all at once for me. Cause you just I look for some friends. It's like I don't know. It's so weird because I feel like this episode kind of kept going back and forth. Like, is she a hoe? Is she not a hoe? Did she sleep with
I was expecting that first watch. I was expecting like that was the twist. Like she plays innocent and cute, but then when she gets Natsuo, like when Natsuo was in her room, I was totally expecting, oh, this is where she turns on him, and she's actually like this sexy, like she was trying to use Rui this whole time or something like that. But no, she's just a totally innocent girl. Well,
I wouldn't call. I mean, it depends on what you define innocent, but
like, all right, not sexually innocent. She definitely had a lot of partners, but she's very naive and just like in love, and she's like a in love with love type of, like, she just wants to be loved by someone and wants to be in a relationship so much.
She's incredibly damaged, and that's
that too. That's
like she's incredibly like holy shit, like I'm pretty sure she literally, because she's a teenager and her parents are just they're not around,
and also everyone in her school just fucking hates her.
Because essentially she just has no one. And it's like, I don't know, which gives her crazy abandonment issues. So in my mind, that's like, oh right, like they make, and she's like, what's one of the ways I can keep this guy and make this guy like me?
Sex. But also, but in a more innocent way. Like she doesn't know it. It's not in a Akane kind of way where Akane is damaged and she just uses men as like a tool to boost her ego type of thing. Yeah. No, this is like a more innocent, like I just want someone to take care of me.
Yeah. This is Akane Lily.
No, please no.
You can't.
All right, time for you to eat your medicine now about Natsuo. So,
oh boy,
Natsuo was a bro this episode. He had the chance to go on the Makoto route, but he chose to be the better man.
He sure did, and
he decided to help. I was gonna say Akane. I was gonna punch myself in the face. He decided to help Momo instead. Tried to help Momo instead. And he had one line in this episode I think was like perfect, which was we shouldn't date each other because it's not right for us to date each other, like to date someone you're too dependent on. Like he doesn't want to be in a relationship where because she'd be too dependent on him. Exactly. And I think that is very sage advice. By the way, guys, don't ever start a relationship with somebody because of dependency. Don't, like, I think everyone has like this kind of heroic kind of image that they want to be the man who provides, and they're like, I want to rescue a poor broken woman and like be the one for her in her life that protects her and have her be completely dependent on me. But in reality, it's kind of a messy situation. So
yes. Also, you definitely don't want to be like Momo, who is like, hey, I guess seeing how most reviews are men. Hey, I need a girl. Like, I need a girl because I'm so lonely.
Don't be desperate.
I'll take anyone. I'm like, who? Because that's me. If you put that energy out there, you'll take anyone. Literally anyone's going to show up. And
that's what happened to Momo in her story, where the guy tied her up or whatever.
Tied her up, and people stole from her, and all that other horrible stuff.
And also, I really appreciate what Natsuo did, because it's like he realized that Momo doesn't need a lover; she needs just like a friend and a friend, somebody there to be with her, to have dinner with her and talk with her. So shout out to her, or shout out to him.
Yeah,
for being.
I will say this is a huge turning point for his character, in my opinion, because. Literally in like one scene, he's like, I need to do whatever I need to do to get.
Yeah, like you can see that internal struggle with himself.
He literally, like when he said that, I was like, oh, so you officially crossed over into
Makoto school days territory.
Not even Kuzuno Honkai.
Kuzuno Honkai.
That's literally the main guy.
Yeah,
that's literally what his MO was.
Yeah,
but then he didn't do that, so I'm like, that makes me. I'm very happy with him.
Very good and nuanced. For I tend to hate these types of series where it's like just drama for the sake of drama, like Kuzuno Honkai. But at least there's a lot more of a human element to this. Like it's not as stupid with the whole like I'm just gonna sleep with everybody and it throws drama left and right. Like a lot of the drama in this show, I feel like is natural. Like for example, the whole thing with Rui, where her friends were like, "Oh, don't hang out with Momo because they took her toy, her charm and threw it in the garbage, and then Rui was like, "Fuck you, I hang out with who I want," and she got the charm back. I feel like that's something that fits her character, and that's something that is like kind of common sense. Like, don't let people pressure you and stuff. So if this was Kuzu no Honkai, that would have been a whole separate arc where Rui would have been like, "Oh, I gotta shit on Momo for the next 3 episodes or whatever." So I'm glad that a lot of these little mini drama situations kind of just resolve themselves.
Yeah, I feel like this is the part where this becomes better than Kuzu no Honkai in the sense that it's like it knows where to go and then where to pull back.
It has direction. It clearly has something it's trying to work towards, and the tension builds in that direction rather than just having things happen.
Yeah, and also it shows like growth like throughout the series.
Characters grow.
Like I feel like what's her name? Well, yeah, her name was Hina. You know, towards like she grew, but I feel like it all happened like after everything. It's like she literally did not change ish until like the very end, where after she gets dumped by her childhood friend.
Yeah, so great. Also, as always, props to Rui, because Rui wasn't a super jealous girl or anything like that.
Rui was always good. She was trying to take.
She was very upfront about her emotions too, where she was just like, "Listen, it makes me uncomfortable, but what do you want to do?" Like, I love Rui.
So good, so much charm. What a queen. All right, let's move on to Boogiebop. Warawanai.
I think this is going to be a show where we have some divergence of opinion along with another show this week. But yeah, Boogiebop episode 7.
Okay, so this is one of those episodes where just like a lot of build up, and it's like how do I say this? I didn't dislike it as much because it feels like I somewhat enjoy the tension of like the build. Like I'm enjoying the process of the build up. I guess that's as far as I can say. I feel like last week was a little
slow.
It droned on. This is a lot more like, like
this was way better than last week's episode. But for me, I don't know. I'm just kind of like not. I feel like this arc is going too long, and I'm starting to lose interest in it because it's just like, oh, like I don't know. I feel like I've been watching this arc forever now, and it just keeps like I get that it's building up, but I think the build up was just now for me personally just past the point. You know, like I'm just like now it's just droning. It stopped being tension and it started being just ugh.
Well, if it's gonna go by the same whatchamacallit, the same pattern, it should be over next week. Like next episode
Hopefully
should be the end of it.
Oh, I thought that like 2 episodes ago. I mean, I'm kind of still interested in seeing how it resolves, especially with what was her name, Orihara?
Yeah, Orihara
and Masaki. But I'm not too interested in Imaginator. Like they keep referencing him and stuff, but
I feel like they show Imaginator a lot, but then they don't do much with him. I feel like they can do more with him. It's supposed to be like, oh, I changed your heart. Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Onwards to my next victims.
I mean, I do like these semi-humans, these artificial human things. Just because I like them because they're fucking shit up. They have like these very sinister plots that they're like, you know, Vetch involved Boogiebop. You know, I love how they're literally planning to, you know, kill Masaki.
Like as a ploy to get Boogiebop out.
Yeah.
But I also feel like this is gonna be 2 more episodes in this arc because we still don't really know anything about Imaginator or Boogiebop. Like Boogiebop showed up once this whole arc for a mini fight with Spooky.
It's not that we don't know about anything about Imaginator. It's that we really weren't paying attention because last episode was so boring because it was like exposition the episode.
I just feel like there has to be an episode dedicated to what Boogiebop is doing across this time period. You know, like Boogiebop was not just there, like because she said she was actively looking for Imaginator, so she has her own investigation going on. So I feel like that's going to be touched on, and then you're going to have another episode where it's just a final fight, but. Or maybe they'll roll both of those into one. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see them. Like she's like,
because you still gotta do Imaginator, and then you also have to do the spooky. It's kind of like two side stories within. I don't know if they can wrap that up in one episode.
Well, I don't think it's two. They're definitely it's going to converge next episode, 100%. They're literally bringing together a force to hunt down Imaginator.
I know, but I'm just saying, if that happens next episode, that'd be a very fast-paced episode. So, I don't know. For me, the series has been going so slow. It's like, I feel like it's going to take 2 episodes to resolve.
I literally think if literally the last episode didn't exist, you wouldn't have like such a bad like
taste in my mouth about it. Probably. I don't know.
Because I feel like this episode was fine. This was like a decent amount where like stuff is happening. And you know stuff is happening. Last one was like, she's just talking for literally half an hour.
It wasn't as boring. It just was not as interesting. Like, it was just, could have been more interesting. It was just whatever. It was just a planned episode to me.
I was okay with it. I enjoyed it for what it was.
Fair enough.
Alright, next up,
we have Reincarnated as a Slime, episode 18. That was this a boring episode.
Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty it's kind of painful, I'm not gonna lie.
I don't, well, you go first because I want to say some stuff about
the I feel like the plot was, it's like they really were just like, alright guys, we need to find a way to get this guy made. How are you making Cardabius, whatever the fuck his name, Cardabius?
Carnivorous? I forget his name all the time too.
It's Charybdis. Yeah. It's like this is how it's spelled out.
Oh yeah, the bird.
Yeah, the giant bird. Trying to resurrect the giant bird, and they're like, "How are we gonna do this? Hey, let's get a guy who's like kind of mad about life, and be like, hey, guy, you want to like carry this big thing that's clearly you can't handle?" And he's like, yeah, let's fuck up Milim. I want to make her pay.
Stupid. Like,
and it's like Gabi literally all over again.
It's worse though, because at least Gabiru was already established as being stupid and gullible. So I'm like, all right, I can picture him falling for this.
Yeah,
this dude's set up as like, I'm a general in this demon lord's army, and I'm super smart, and I'm super. Like, I have combat ability and I have a whole squad with me and blah blah blah.
Like, he had such an insightful, like his dialogue in the first episode where he was speaking, he was so insightful in like how he kind of like messed up negotiations. Yeah,
and he's like politically aware and stuff.
Yeah, and then all that happened, and they're like, "Hey, you want me to become a demon lord?" And he's like, "Okay."
Yeah, like they
what?
He fell for like essentially like, imagine you're walking home, like just like a PSA type of thing where you're walking home as a kid, and then like a guy in a trench coat comes out of, "Hey kid, you want some drugs?" And like candy, it'll make your whole world better. And then the kid's like, "Okay," and gets the drugs. That's the equivalent of what happened this episode. Like, really, you couldn't be more. A bunch of clowns come out
in math from clearly Majins. Clearly Majins.
A bunch of clowns pop up and they're like, "Hey, we can give you unlimited power if you just do us a couple of favors."
Yep, no, didn't ask what the favors were at all.
No, just whatever, just help us out. Okay, I'll do it. Where are we going? Dark Spooky Cave. Alright guys, leave me alone. I'm gonna go with these clowns to the Dark Spooky Cave where the Demon Lord lives, and we're gonna go like, what? Dude.
I feel like it would just been funny if they decided to like drug and kill him. Like,
just drag him to the cave.
Like, here's a corpse. Great.
I like that they referenced that the girl, the Tear, the clown.
Yeah.
She killed like a bunch of dragons. It was like, oh, I had a bunch of dragons that I killed that we were going to use, but found this idiot. This idiot did it for us.
Yeah, this. Woo! Thank God.
That and the other big pet peeve for me this episode. Oh my god! I think it was worse. Was the Milim thing?
Oh, I knew you were gonna touch on this.
Oh, that destroyed me because it's like So anime does this. Like all the shonen anime do this, where they set up somebody who's too strong, and they're like, "Oh shit, we fucked up. This character's too strong, so we have to find a way to not use them." Like Fairy Tail does this all the time with Urza. All of Urza's fights, she has to be like, her legs are broken, or like she's blind, or something like that.
Right.
So they have to like nerf their own characters. But usually it's creative. It's like, all right, we gotta nerf this. We gotta find a creative way to. Goku had the heart disease, all that stuff. This episode was just like, hey, Milim is here, and she can kill this stupid evil bird demon lord that's gonna destroy our nation in like one hit. How about we just use Milim? And then, of course, the Onis are like, no, that's not the right thing to do.
Yeah, Milim, this isn't your fight. We can't just call you a demon for us. We're a nation.
After the demon comes and kills about 50% of our population and destroys our whole city, maybe
possibly, we will consider letting you join our forces.
Maybe.
Potentially.
Like, what? Why is this like a cartoony, just nerfing yourself? Just use Milim. That'd be like if I don't know, Russia invaded the U.S. and then they're like, Mr. Trump, we have nuclear missiles or we have ballistic missiles we can use to stop the invasion. Let them invade first, and then we'll talk about it. Exactly. What? It wouldn't be fair to the Russians if we just sank all their ships and planes. Like, no, you use whatever means is at your disposal. There was no reason to not use Milim. So, plus, I just want to see Milim fight because Milim's awesome. So, I was cucked on two fronts, logically and in terms of my enjoyment factor.
Yeah, this episode was definitely not like. This episode was just very dumb.
It was just set up for the whole arc with the flying shark bird monsters.
Okay, fuck it, whatever. Next, they better start fighting next episode.
Yeah.
Make up for this.
I hope Milim does it anyway. Like Milim just shows up. Fuck your rules. I'm fighting anyway, or something.
Like, this is exactly why. Like,
oh my god, if Milim is just watching the whole time, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be as mad as she can join Misaka on this side.
I think you're just be an episode where very OP characters, Urza, Milim, Misaka just stand there
eating popcorn,
popcorn, just watching and other princes get fucked. Like, and they're like, oh well, I'd fight, but and they just make up excuses like, I'd fight, but Rimu said we can't be friends anymore by joining the fight. So I'm just gonna be
like, I'd fight, but then Toma has to prove himself.
Like, I'd fight, but I can't do the fight unless I'm like literally like amputated from like the waist down,
or just like in a wheelchair or something. So yeah, no, that annoys me. It really, that's my pet peeve when it comes to these types of shows. Fix yourself, Slime. Fix yourself. This is not the best arc. This is by far your worst arc.
Yeah, I would say so.
Alright, let's move on from one arc to another arc. We have to Aru Majitsu no Index episode 18, as you can tell, Drew's episode of the week. Speaking of which, this episode I think we're also going to have divergence of opinion on because I really liked this episode.
Now that you watched it the second time.
Now that I've watched it the second time, I really liked it.
And that is my entire point. If you have to watch it a second time, like,
yeah, I mean, it seemed to make more sense than the other episodes. I
loosely know what's going on.
Exactly. See, you're loosely aware of the situation as opposed to being totally unaware of the situation. Like, there was at least a thread of logic that went across the episode. Like, clearly Toma and Lesser are trying to find Fianna and they're trying to track him down, so they went to this other organization to like, it's still convoluted.
Yeah.
But
they're also trying to find Sasha.
And they're also trying to find Sasha, so they're trying to find Sasha because they know Fianna's trying to find Sasha, so they're like, we'll find Sasha first, that way he'll come to us. Is their logic, but then of course that fucks up and they all just converge on each other anyway, which makes kind of the whole episode pointless when you think about it.
Yeah, that's a little bit. And Sasha's like, I heard you guys are looking for me.
Accelerator had his little fights as well. Well, it was off screen.
No, he did, so he didn't.
But this whole arc looks like it's set up to just be a giant battle royale in Russia.
Next week better be awesome.
First off, the opening looked incredible. Like the fights in the opening were better than anything in the series.
Yeah, I'm like, why is like the opening better than like most of the series?
Yeah.
Like what?
Misaka's jumping off jets and fucking shooting lightning.
Even though I'm wondering if that's actually Misaka now.
Yeah. Then you have the other character that looks like Misaka that's about to like jump off a plane and fight accelerator.
Like, is that her? It was just like a Misaka ripoff.
Yeah,
another clone.
And the opening makes it look incredibly hectic. Although the fight in this episode was kind of just like Fiona smash, Fiona smash,
Imagine Breaker. The end. And then the nun with all the tattoos on her face comes out too.
Yeah, that was another weird thing. Like, whatever. Just bring everybody in. I'm sure Misaka and Kuroko hopefully will show up because they were watching the newscast like they were going to show up.
Were they? Because Misaka looked like she was just gonna to just sit down. You're like, oh, well, all this stuff is kind of scary, and like this whole city where I'm probably like one of the strongest people in is like about to come crashing down around me. But you know what? Toma has to prove himself.
Yeah, Toma. I can't interfere in Toma's battles. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Lesser. I think that's her name. Lesser is just. Index has so many great girls that I can forgive it other stupid things. Like Lesser is so good. Oh,
she's funny because she's really just like trying to have sex.
Just when you think Itsuwa's best girl, then Lesser shows up and there's literally
no, Itsuwa's still best girl.
Well, Itsuwa's best wife. Lesser's, I don't know. Lesser's really straightforward.
She is the best.
She is the best mistress.
Yeah, best mistress.
Lesser was like just random. Like I think at one point she was just like, "Oh, just bend me over and fuck me, so we can
basically.
I have a baby I can recruit to the British Army or something."
Yeah, she's like, yeah, so he can further increase the British Armed Forces. I'm like, yikes.
I'd make a whole platoon with Lesser if I could, but you know what, Toma, you do you.
All right. With that, I think we're going to end this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you feel so inclined to, like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our Twitter. Check out our Discord. It's diggity dope. And most of all, just check out our Twitch. Also, if you want to go the extra mile and support us, you can join our Patreon, like all these wonderful people that you see right here on this screen here. Let's see. I know Oni is still doing his Resident Evil playthroughs on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
See. If you haven't seen it already, I have like my first episode of Your Waifu is Trash.
So yeah, check that out.
Please don't dislike just because of the thumbnail. I did it because I knew you guys would be angry. But please have some mercy on my soul. And yeah, anything else you want to say, Oni?
I just want to reiterate one more time before the podcast ends that Chica is life and the cure for cancer. So
basically,
with that,
thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Dreamy and
Soberoni,
and we will catch you guys next time. Until then, bye.
Later.